Hi guys. Hello. No. Fuck. Hello everyone. Today I decided I'm going to tell you what I like about crocheting. A lot of times when I tell people I crochet, I knit too, but I mainly crochet. A lot of times when I tell people that I crochet, they ask me if I'm an old lady. I'm 18. I promise I'm not. I'm like an old lady on the inside. I do a lot of old lady stuff. But one of the things that I very much like about crocheting is, well, I have some of my projects right here that I'm doing right now. And this blanket that's just half double crochet. You probably don't know what that means, but it means something to me. So I'm making this blanket right now. It's not very big. I'm planning to buy more yarn right now, but when I do, I'm going to finish it. Because it's out of this Bernat blanket, this yarn, and it's so soft. Like, so soft. But, yeah, I'm making that. And then, I'm also, tinkering around with corner to corner. Because I think this is cool. I don't know what this is going to be, but I think it's cool. Especially out of this yarn. This yarn's so pretty. Look at that. Look how pretty it is. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, things I like about crocheting is I find crocheting very relaxing and very calming for me. Usually if I have a very stressful day, I will crochet because it's very, well, depending on the project, it's very, like, to me it's very mind-numbing. It's very, you don't really have to think while you're doing it. You can just do it and like watch TV or like watch a movie or just like sit and chat with people. Like, you can just do it. And I very much like that because it doesn't really, it's not super time consuming because you can do it while you're doing something else. Like, people are like, I know it's like scientifically impossible for people to multitask, but you can multitask when you do this. Especially if you memorize the pattern, it just fucking fly. You just fly through projects. It works up so fast, like, it's a dream. My favorite thing about crocheting is it takes time to make some stuff. Like, they do work up pretty quick, but you have to be patient in some of your projects because they don't work up as fast as others. Like, if you crochet a hat, that you can make a hat in like 30 minutes, but making a blanket would take longer, especially depending on like what type of blanket you're making. So you have to be at least somewhat patient to crochet because you won't get results overnight. You won't have a blanket in like 10 minutes. It'll take you maybe even a couple months depending on how big the blanket is or how you're making the blanket, what the pattern is, like how big of yarn you're using. It just depends. And also this blanket on my bed. I made that out of a bunch of scraps. It's my boyfriend's blanket, technically. It's his favorite blanket. Yeah. My mom taught me how to crochet when I was really young, but I didn't actually pick it up until 8th grade. So like 6 years ago, I didn't actually start crocheting and like really doing it until like 6 years ago. And it's very, like, it takes some practice. Like, anything takes practice. Practice makes perfect. And like, I'm not perfect at crocheting, but I would say I'm pretty good. But you'll get results a lot quicker than if you were knitting. Because knitting, the stitches are smaller, uses less yarn, and it takes a lot longer to knit. You have to have a lot more patience to knit, which is why I don't have very many knitted projects because, I don't have enough. I have some patience. I have enough patience to do this, but I don't have enough to sit there and knit a whole blanket. I try to knit a whole blanket, but when I very first learned how to knit, I don't recommend doing that. If you start knitting, I recommend small projects, hats, scarves, socks, small projects before you jump into blankets, because blankets take a long time. So I would like, well, I'm gonna end this video with, I have 3 tips on crocheting, tips on how to like help you decide if you want to crochet, or tips on just helping you crochet. Tip number 1 would be, if you're not at all patient, like if you don't have any patience in the world, I would not recommend crocheting or knitting. Like, I don't have the greatest patience, but I have some patience. You have to at least have a little bit of patience to be able to crochet, because if you don't have any patience, it's not gonna be calming and relaxing for you. It's gonna be very frustrating, and it's gonna make you very angry because you're not able to get the results you want in the time that you would want it. It takes longer than what you probably want it to be. Tip number 2 would be, when you first start crocheting, don't promise to make a bunch of projects for other people, because it very much sucks the fun out of crocheting. I know it very much sucked the fun out of crocheting for me, because people were like, I want a hat, I want you to make me a stuffed animal, I want a blanket, I want you to make me a scarf. And then they'd be like, I'm gonna pay you. If you're gonna make something, if you're gonna make a project when you first start out, make something that you really want to make, because it'll seem like it works up a lot faster. You'll be a lot happier about the end product. You'll be a lot happier about the fact that you spent that much time working on that thing because you very much wanted it. If you're making a blanket for someone and you didn't decide to make the blanket for them, like they are paying you to make it or something, it's not usually as rewarding. Well, it is rewarding because you got money, but it's not as rewarding for yourself because you didn't want to make it. You're just making it because you're getting money for it. It's not as fun because you don't get to keep it, or you get to see the person's reaction, but like, it's not because it's a surprise. You just get to see their reaction because they already know that you're making them a blanket. I like making blankets for people as gifts. I don't like selling them to people and stuff, because I don't know, because then if you have if you have a deadline and you're like busy, and the deadline is because someone paid you, it's not as fun because you have a deadline and it's not like Christmas or like someone's birthday, and you're not like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but just don't pick up projects and start making things for people because they want you to make them. Make things for people because you want to make them for people, because it'll make you a lot happier, because you're going to be putting your projects out in the world, and you're going to be making these things for these people, and it's going to be making them happy because you made these things for these people. And that's what I think crocheting should be about. You shouldn't do it just because you want money. You should do it because it makes you happy. Number 3 would be, find other people who crochet to talk to about it. Like, my mom crochets, so I talk to my mom about crocheting, because it's not just because like, so you could talk about like the other projects, because like I could talk about my other projects with like my roommate, and like she doesn't crochet, and like it would still be interesting because she doesn't crochet. So like she's like, oh my god, you made this thing, and I don't understand how you made that thing because I don't crochet. But if you talk to other people who know how to crochet, they can give you tips and like tricks on what works for them, and then maybe you can try that and that would work for you, and then it could help you improve your crocheting. And it might not even be like a regular technique that everybody uses. It could just be something that you use and it works for you, great. And if it works for you, great, then you can share that tip with someone else, because it might help work for someone else better than like the regular technique. Like, if you can find little loopholes in techniques where you'll still get the same like product and it'll still be just as nice and consistent and like pretty, then you should share those tips with people. Because some people, they don't do certain stitches and stuff because they don't do certain projects and stuff because they don't know how to do one of the techniques or something. And if you have a easier way to do it, or you know how to explain it really well, then you should put that out there, because you might help someone who stopped crocheting because they couldn't figure out how to do something pick up crocheting again, and then they might actually really start loving it. Well, that was really all I wanted to say. Kind of more of a rant about crocheting. I don't really know if a lot of people think crocheting is very interesting. I very much like crocheting. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very cool. It's very cheap. Yarn isn't super expensive unless you start buying like hand-dyed stuff, but I get most of my yarn from like Walmart and like you know, like Michael's and Hobby Lobby and like the things of yarn. If you get it from Walmart, they're only like $3. So like it's like super cheap to make stuff. Like even if you're just like making a scarf, you can just get like $2-3 things. So it's like $6 and you can make a scarf and it could be like whatever color you want, like however big you want, however thick you want. You can make it like an infinity scarf, whatever. I'm ranting again. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. If you like my videos, subscribe, because I would very much enjoy it if you subscribe to me, and follow me on my other social media stuff. I will put links to that in the description below. Have a good day.